My name is Sheri Orlowitz, and I am in Washington, D.C. today, an investor slash venture capitalist in the cannabis industry, board member on a number of startup and actually one public board, and a serial entrepreneur.
Wonderful. And, just to say, I've known you for years and you do some amazing work. So thank you for that. It's badly needed in the world. So my first question for you is, where has fear limited your opportunities?
I don't I don't let fear control me. I look it in the face. I bring it out immediately if I'm afraid of something, and I deal with it. It's just the nature of the beast. Sometimes I wish I could sit back more and just let things develop as some people do. And sometimes the things that frighten you go away. But oftentimes when you face them fast and furious is sort of how I go about it.
So that plowing through it, it's like, we're not going to dwell in this. We're just going to move beyond whatever that discomfort is,
Oh,
which,
and face it. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. Don't hide from it.
yeah, it's the old feel the fear and do it anyway piece, which I totally understand. So the next question for you is, what is the greatest contributor to your success?
Resilience. I've fallen down more times than I care to remember. And I always think that's it. I can't do this anymore. Why am I doing this? And then I get up and it's a new day and I have a new perspective.
Yeah, that's great, because I think resilience is truly what carries us as far as we want to go. Because that old thing of, fall down 7 times, get up one more time. That's it. It's the old Zen koan. So that's great. Now, what would have to happen in the workplace or in the world for you to feel like you've left a lasting legacy?
I'm in the process of standing up the Council for Federal Cannabis Regulation, and it is an honor to have an opportunity like this. Granted, I saw the white space in the industry, but to be in a brand new industry and actually have a hand in regulating it. And the council has a number of initiatives, but the one today that I'm the most excited about is our DEI initiative. And it is an access to capital committee that we have populated by brilliant people who one came from HHS and oversaw $2.1 trillion worth of grants and created a venture capital fund. The quality of the folks that are part of this organization astound me and please me. And the goal of this committee is to create a fund through the SBA, an empowerment fund, an economic empowerment fund that will lend money through various funds to folks that have been put down, underserved communities, women and minorities, folks stigmatized by cannabis and other bad laws. One of the things I hope to have the opportunity to do and intend to is develop the criteria. And I think the time is right. And I think we can do this. And I'm very excited about it because if this is successful, and I'm pretty familiar with the SBA and the SBIC, I sat on a presidential council to oversee it, and they can do it. And it'll help millions of people. And that would be a wonderful legacy.
Yeah, that's a wonderful legacy. And certainly as a woman-owned business, we need all the help we can get to keep going and stay strong. So I can truly appreciate that. So my next question for you is, what's your vision? And I think you just kind of described it, but the vision for the next 3 years, what do you see as an accomplishment for you in the next 3 years?
Oh, my accomplishment is creating the Council of Federal Cannabis Regulation as a lasting institution, which I think it will be. And our goal and what we do is work with the federal agencies of the United States government. And simply put, the government made cannabis an evil weed. And the only way the evil will be dropped from it is if the federal government takes it away. And the benefits that will come with that, such as I described a moment ago, are substantial. And I am definitely suited for this role, as I really love my country. I appreciate our federal government. And I think the good that the government can do is what I plan to tap into.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I often thought that in the old days when they had the drug czar, it was like, really, it's like we got a bit of Russia coming in here, with the clamping down on stuff. So I'm happy to see it all open up for
Oh,
sure.
there's been a big change. In fact, they're looking completely in a different fashion and perspective. So the government spent about $1.5 billion to prove that cannabis was an evil weed over the last 20 years. That program is done. And that is really important. And the research and the money has been freed up somewhat to go into discerning and understanding what exactly cannabis can and can't do.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. Well, that's a great.
I'm a big cannabis advocate because it's really interesting. It's going to be three industries: industrial, medical, and recreational, out of one plant. I
Yes.
won't go on anymore.
So my last question for you is, what's your fearless factor?
When I'm afraid, no one knows. Um, I push it down and charge ahead, and I seem to be a huge risk taker, but it's a little more calculated than that because I usually think well of what I've done in the past, gotten through a lot of hell, and know I can make it.
Yes, yeah, that you can handle whatever it is that comes your way, which is the gift that you give. Well, Sheri, thank you so much for answering these questions. I really appreciate it, and you've got my full support on getting this cannabis thing up and running. Long story, some of it, but I'm really grateful to you for the work that you do. So thank you.
Well, thank you, and it's great to see you.
Yeah.